So Marathon des Sables is a stage race. It's 7 days in the Sahara Desert, and it's a 6 stage. The reason is 6 stage and 7 days is because one of the stages is 2 days. So it's 253 kilometers. This is the longest they ever had this year, and that equals to 157 miles. Across the desert, you carry your food, you carry your sleep bag, and some things that are required for the full race, but you carry everything for those 7 days on a backpack. And we slept in tents for those 7 days, and basically it's in the desert, so it's 50 degrees Celsius through the dunes, although because it's the desert, people think it's just dunes, but it's not just dunes. It's dunes and other type of terrains. We went through rocky mountains and flat surface that are super dry, and yeah, that's an amazing race. Some people call it the hardest race on the planet on foot, and yeah, probably is. What inspired me to do Marathon des Sables was the idea of, I guess the idea of suffering, but no, the idea of going beyond the limits. I watched some YouTube videos and I saw people, literally crawling in the desert, and I like that idea somehow. I also like the idea of doing something that only a few, I thought, could do, and also just the challenge of doing something that I never done before. I have done a lot of races, different kinds, from Ironmans to Ultramans, and extreme triathlons, and Xterra, and marathons of all kinds. I ran 100 miles, but this one was different. I thought in my mind that this would be transformational, and it was. This is not just a race, it's living, sharing with others, carrying everything you need. Is survival mode, and that was appealing to me. The several days I did that race in Portugal, in mountain bike across Portugal called Trans-Portugal, and that was the first time I did a stage race. But this one was on foot, and I never did something like that. So the concept of going from place to place and sleeping in the sand and going through perhaps emotions and such, it's just, I thought it was the right thing to do at this moment in my life, and it proved right. That was what happened at the end of the day. I usually wing the races, not wing it. I show up the day before, and this one I was going on that direction until I think it was 2 weeks before. My wife Andrea said, "I don't think you prepared, and you are underestimating this race. I've been watching videos, and he said, I'm going to help you. We need to get you ready." So I didn't have the food, I didn't have the backpack, I didn't have many of the things that were needed. And thank God she helped me, because I realized that was much needed. Okay, so ready for Marathon des Sables, leaving in 4 days. I have a race before, which is a half Ironman in Galveston, but Andrea, my wife, beautiful wife, have helped me to fix everything. So let's start with the backpack. I'm gonna end up using this one, the Moi, I guess it is, 20 little bag. I tested yesterday, I posted a video about it. I like it. It's light, has all the pockets, it has, it opens up easily. I can access everything. So yeah, I like it. I think it's the way to go. Second test.
Second try.
second try of the weight. See where we are. 20 kilograms. All right, let's see. 8.2, 8.3. So 2 weeks before we start preparing, we went to REI and buy stuff that I needed. We went online and bought all the mandatory items that I needed. We bought the food and figured out what was the right amount that I was needed, because it was mandatory 2,000 calories every day, and they were gonna check on that. Right, Marathon Des Sables cooking. So we're gonna take the dehydrated food from peak 2. We're gonna weigh it. Okay, it's 186 grams, right? So what Andres is gonna do, gonna open it up. These are all the flavors we have. We're gonna cook to them. So we're gonna put what it is to know for me, and also for the organizers who are going to check how many calories per day I'm bringing. I need to bring 2,000 grams of calories per day. Now, getting to Morocco, to the desert, was just as hard as well. I flew from Houston to Miami. I have a layover of 5 hours. Of course, I was able to work remotely, so that was good. Then I took a flight to Portugal, another layover, work again, and then flew to Morocco, to Marrakesh. And then the journey didn't finish there. They took us from there on a 5-hour bus to another city, and to be there for a night in a hotel before they took us in another bus for another 5 hours to the middle of the desert. And all of these were a logistic nightmare. Got here and waiting for the bus to go to the city and go to the hotel and rest a little bit. So as we got to the first hotel, we spent a night there. I met some of the guys that were part of the race. And then the next morning I went for a run, first run in Morocco, and I went through the city, very little town. And that's when I felt the friendship of the people and a little bit of the solitude of the people as well. There is nothing around. I guess the Moroccans sleep quite well. So when I got to the camp, to the bivouac, I was still wondering who was gonna be with. I didn't know these people, and I was kind of anxious about that. The way I selected that was, I have 3 nationalities. I'm from Uruguay. I have an American passport and a Spanish passport, so I said, I'll pick Spanish. There is no Uruguayans, I'm the only one. And Americans, I love America, I live there, but I'm always surrounded by Americans, so why not experience a new environment? So I picked the Spaniards, and there were 2 tents with Spaniards. I picked one of them. I didn't know these people, and became friends. We ended up telling the stories. We created this bond and this friendship that is bringing me lasting memories. So in those first 2 days before the race started, we had to learn our new environment. We had to decide what to keep and what not. We learned how to cook in the floor. Cooking. First cooking night. I'm gonna eat chicken Alfredo. Chicken Alfredo. We needed to learn how to go to the bathroom, which was another story altogether. So let me show you the bathrooms. Men, women, men. So first you do is get a bag, and then sorry, I'm not gonna show you everything. Like that. Then you close your curtain. Okay. Then I'm gonna show you this part. I'm gonna pee. Alright, and then you just grab your bag. I'm not gonna show you this part, it's nasty. And open the curtain. That. And then you have antiseptic, yeah, for your hands. That. Then you start walking around and see who else is. This is 850 people from all nationalities. So you walk around the Jaimas and you can just say hi to others. So I did some of that. What's your name? Sufian. Fernando. Uruguay.
Oh.
Yes. Only one.
Only one.
What's your name? Yes. Fernando.
Enchanté.
From Uruguay. The second day there, we had to do all the check-in. We needed to get our number. We needed to leave the luggage finally for them to take it away from you, and then you keep just the backpack with your food, and that was the last call. They will weigh your backpack and make sure it was the right requirements. They will ask you and sign an affidavit pretty much that said that you have the 10 mandatory items, pins and compass and a light and this and that. They will check that you have that, not necessarily check all the way. They did that randomly, and then you just get your number, and then that was the last night. Then your mindset starts switching from having fun, from traveling, from everything else to the time has come, and now running time. First day, I'm ready to run. Getting to the starting line. First time with the backpack full of everything I need for the day. So excited, nervous, went to the bathroom a few times. Yeah, getting excited now. There's no way back. Morning anxiety. I prepare my breakfast, my dry, food breakfast. Prepare coffee, and anxiety start kicking in. Start getting ready. People start getting into place to run. And I have a mix of emotions at that time. No plan. My plan is just go as fast as I can until I can't anymore. And that's exactly what I did. I always start at the front, thinking, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do my best. And there were the Moroccans, the first guys, the pros, and I was just there. They had this amazing, it was an amazing environment created, the music, loud music, and AC/DC song, and it was very loud and amazing feeling. And then, boom, the race started. So I basically took off as fast as I could. I followed the leaders. I started tackling the first, dunes and difficult terrain, which was super hard. I never ran in the sun. I have, but not in the dunes and that way for so long. So that was hard. I wasn't as prepared as I thought in few things, but then I started adjusting right away. Whether it was the adjusting the backpack, adjusting a little bit here on top on the back, and then adjusting my speed, my pace of running. Past the checkpoint, then there were two in the first stage, and the last part. You can see the finish line, you think you close, but it's like far. The distances in the desert are not the same as in an Ironman race or the race where you see the finish line. I think it's like an illusion, pretty much. It was discouraging, but then once you get there, it's like, oh my God, finish the first race. What happened when you finish? They receive you very well. I think his name is Will. He'll mention your name, say your country. And then right next to the finish line, you have this Moroccan tea, hot tea, and you wouldn't think you like to drink tea, but this was the most amazing tea I ever had. There you go, Angela. Oh my God, that's so nice. Although I was by myself there, I always had my family and friends always present in my head, and I wanted to appreciate. You appreciate so much, everything, what you don't have, what you have, and you appreciate the people. So every day when I finish, I went to what they call emotional videos, and you can do a 1-minute video, and I kind of dedicated that day to somebody, whether it was Andrea that helped me on everything, or my kids that are always there thinking I'm crazy, and I probably am, or my mom. And another thing is my dad recently passed away, like a month before the race, and I was, of course, a couple of times thinking of him, more than a couple of times.
Hey everybody, I finished the first day. Hi Andre, I love you, I miss you. Hi everybody, finished the first day in 3 hours, and it was hot, and it was very hot, and a lot of dunes, a lot of sand. Now I ate, and I'm just resting a little bit. Uh, yeah, I'm enjoying kind of, but it's hard. To be honest, it's hard to not to eat at home, not to have everybody around me, not to have a cold beer. But everybody, see you tomorrow. Hopefully, it's a 42 kilometers, so it's 26 miles, and we see how I do. So, love to everybody. Ciao.
So in most races, you either finish and you go to the hotel or your house, or if it's a 3-day stage race or Ultraman, you go to a hotel or an Airbnb and relax, chill out, clean up, drink a beer. This one, none of that. You went back to the Haima, hot, sand all over, nothing to do. There is no TV, of course, there's nothing to do. And most people will start walking around, making new friends. That's where I met some of my other friends, and Ruben, and a guy from India, what's his name? I forgot. Jean, and then I met Israel and some other people, and that's the very different. It doesn't happen in any other race on the planet. I went to another stage race at Transportugal where you went to the hotel. It was 7 days, or 8 days, but you went to the hotel, clean up and all that. None of that. That was new. But then at night there was these bonfires, and that was amazing. The people, the locals, would go and dance and sing their Moroccan songs, and it was very touchy, very, very nice. So then, second day, stage 2, longer. It was 43K, a marathon, and you already sore from the day before, but you know, you just hoping to do as well. Second day, 42K, 26 miles. We started earlier today. We started at 7 a.m. instead of 7:30. We had to go through some dunes at kilometer 6, and then dune after dune after dune. It'll be about 500 meters of altitude gain. So just putting the number right now. I'm getting ready for it. Bag is ready. Tent is empty. Starting line. So now it's 36. And the second day was slightly different terrain. Of course, I didn't know much because I don't look at the maps. I just go for it. But yeah, it was different elevation altogether. But basically, the stage 2 was to be ready for the biggest day of all, stage 3, 2 marathons together, 50. What was it? 52 miles, and we knew that was going to be the hardest day of all. Just putting some water on my hands. It's super hot. Stage 2. Te la dedico. Dedicate this to you. You're 19. Have a great life. Enjoy it.
remember how much I love you. Make wise decisions and you'll be just fine. We are resting now. It's 120 degrees. So it has been a hard day.
Claro, tío, o
There is
sea,
no wind.
cementáis un poquito el tema.
It's just awful outside.
No espero menos de ti, José Miguel, como yo después me repare, a por ti voy.
My nail
Eso es,
went
calorcillo
off
bueno.
and they injected
¿Cómo? Eso es.
through the nail
Como si
to
estuviéramos,
take
como
the
fuéramos
blood
árabes.
out.
Los serpas ahí
I
haciendo
didn't
su...
lose the nail, unfortunately. I wish I did. So
Bueno, ya no... Sí.
now it hurts.
Sí,
So I
pudiera
hope
haber una
I
mecánica.
recover.
Ya.
And yeah, day 2. We move camps. Tomorrow is a long day. It's gonna be 80 kilometers, so it's 84 actually. So it's 2 marathons and a lot of elevation gain. I think it's 1,000 meters. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be challenging. People have 35 hours to do it. I plan to do it in I don't know, 14, 15 hours. Run and walk, and get it done in one shot. So, all right, that's all for now. And yeah, it's kind of a mess with everything that's going on, but we're surviving, dreaming of that beer. So as the stages progressed, the next stage was also about the top 150 people that will leave an hour later. And I was at this time, I think I dropped some positions to 50 something, 51 or 52. I was happy. The whole idea is to be top 50. If somebody asks you where position were you, and you said, top 50, I said, oh my God, really? Wow. All right, so ready to go. It's top 50 today, so everybody's gone 2 hours before us. That's why it's empty. Now finishing the 41st position for now, so I need to leave in 30 minutes, and we're just getting ready with our friends from Spain. So, and the Marquis and some other people over there, just 50 people. Waiting the start line and just pause in front of you so that we can have a nice briefing all together.
Ah, on en a qui sont parfaitement à l'heure. Merci messieurs de respecter l'horaire.
Thank you for being perfectly on time. Muchas gracias.
Alors je suis pas certain que vous ayez besoin de tant d'informations que cela, mais ça va être juste le plaisir de partager cette demi-heure avec vous.
And of course you're not the ones who need the most.
This is a 35-hour stage. It's 2 days to do stage 3, and we have 35 hours to do. And after 2 days, you're tired, thinking how you're gonna do it. You have blisters, and two marathons together is not easy.
Allez Aziz. Allez.
Allez tout le monde!
Allez.
Yeah!
Ouais, bravo. Et tout.
I think it was after like 4 hours, I had to pee, and when I did, it was pure blood. It was red. Never happened to me. I kept going, and just before the next checkpoint, I could see it now a mile away, and I pee again to see perhaps if I had the same thing, I would perhaps say something. I don't know. So same thing, red, 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 and I decided not to say anything. I decided to keep going, past the checkpoint, and kept going, kept going, kept going. A couple more times, 7 hours, 12 hours, same thing, pee and red. So this was the hardest day of all. So as I finished stage 3, and I went straight to the doctor. I didn't want to say that I had red pee, but I wanted to check that I wasn't gonna die. So I said, I went to the tent and I said, I think I have dark pee, or something like that. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah. How dark is it? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of dark. So I didn't want them to put me out of the race. I just wait a little bit and went to my Jaima, cook, drink, cook, drink, 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 drink as much as I could. Went to pee, still dark. After a few hours, it came back to normal. Next day, I go to the doctor, clean my feet. As I'm cleaning my feet to check for my blisters, a guy next to me said, oh, how was yesterday? I said, oh, it was okay. I told him my story about the pee. I said, oh, tell me a bit more. And when I told him, he said, oh, don't worry, that's nothing. That's look, my background is from the military. This happened to me before. It's your muscle cells in the bottom of your feet that die. They come out of your pee. Don't worry, drink as much as you can and you'll be fine. So like, okay, thank you. I'm not dying. No, he said, no, you're not dying. After stage 3, it became a day of doing nothing. So one of the things I did is, besides cleaning myself and eat, I wanted to clean my clothes. So I developed this cleaning system. I got one of the gallons of water, empty, only with a little bit of water. I put my my running shirt inside. I put some soap that I had, and I wash it like if I was a washing machine. Then I open the bottle. I have a video about that process, and I clean my shirt to run the next day. Although I have 2, but I felt I wanted to run with a clean shirt. And then I went to see my friend Ruben from Mexico. I said, hey, do you wash your clothes? No. Oh, here, let me show you. And he did it, and then the guys in the Jaima did it as well. So that was quite an invention for me. Another thing, there were flags in the middle of the camp, of the viewback, and my flag was there from Uruguay. That was kind of special. I was the only Uruguayan. My country's only 3 million people. Of course, there is only one in the middle of the desert running. Actually, before the last stage, I noticed some people had their flags to perhaps finish, and I thought, maybe I wish I had my Uruguayan flag. So I went to one of the organizers, say, hey, I'm the only Uruguayan. Can I take my flag? And he said, sure, of course. So I went there and have a video as well about it. And I took my flag, saved it for running the last stage. And yeah, I finished with it. So after stage 3, which was the longest and the hardest, and the 1 day of rest, the next 3 stages were easier, although I was much more tired, but confident on what could be done, confidence on everything, and so it went smoother, and I kind of learned how to navigate in the sand, and what will it take for me to finish. The distances were shorter, or a marathon per day, and yeah, the body, the mind start getting tired, but the desire to finish was stronger than that.
Vamos ahí, la concha de mi madre. Aquí va Uruguay.
Vamos arriba. Last day, it's very windy. Taking off the arc. So as I finish, all I wanted is to get to a hotel, clean up, we'll have a beer or two or three, and that's exactly what I did. The feelings were a combination of things. I was emotionally drained somehow, happy, hoping for, going back home, but at the same time, kind of sad because it finished, and I did have fun. I enjoyed the days. I enjoyed my friends. I enjoyed the adventure, and it was more kind of sad in a way. And I still have we can call it PTSD. Every other day I'm thinking about the high mountain, I'm thinking of the desert, I'm thinking of the race. So it was really, really transformational. It transformed a little bit of the thinking of what we can achieve as human beings. Although I faced very hard races, it wasn't just a race. It was a combination of social moments. It was a combination of living with other people for a few days, helping each other at times. I didn't experience any of that in other races. I raced hundreds of races, in several Ironmans. You make friends, but not the bond that you create in such an experience, because it's a combination of days and struggles and emotions, and there is no other race where you feel that. So as for the next races, this year I'm gonna do about 20 races, which is what I've done the last 3 years or so, like 20 races of all kinds. I ran 100 miles at the beginning of the year, and then I do some Ironmans, and then this. And then the next one is Norseman in Norway. It's an extreme triathlon. Cold water, mountains, is very well known. Everybody wants to be there. And then I do Kona, Ironman World Championship. And then at the end of the year, I'll do Ironman World Championship 70.3 in New Zealand. So as I'm thinking about, here's the list of the races I've done already, and the ones coming up. And yeah, so I have done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 10, and I have 10 more to go. So a mix of mountain biking races, trail running, you name it. Yeah, right there. That's the list that is coming up, and hopefully I could finish them. I have done podiums in most of the races, by the way, so excited about that as well. So thank you.